From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Miami Dolphins. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And maybe the wrong read there, as he's going to go down immediately. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Got it.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Got it. Good.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson, rolling to his right. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark it down at the 9. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Tempo. Screen in.
McLaughlin not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he's got it. Touchdown! Greg Dulcich, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last two games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. At their own 18-yard line.
Ready.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now their 31-year-old running back, Raheem Mostert. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And the Dolphins, first down. On first down, they go with Mostert again. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. At the 39-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The Dolphins hit 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. A run with Mostert up the middle. Fights off the defender. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. And he slings one that's incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. That is caught, and he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that's sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Mostert. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Ready.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Play action. Now it's Tua. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Tua. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
When you're running the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. The kick by Sanders is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives, and they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now it's Wilson. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. He's on his way. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Ready.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyler Croft from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. Now Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down, Broncos. 35.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coe. Have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game. 2nd and 8. To throw is Wilson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession as they got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Now inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Sanders now to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with it.
He's got him in, complete. A huge play there for Denver, 43 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Dolphins are going to get the football back at their own 17. After the turnover, it's Tua. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And the Broncos get there and take him down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Here's Tua. Forced out to his left, and he's going to go down again. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
20, TX. Hey.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Flushed out right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Baron Browning, the offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
A yard all they need, but it's third down. Now Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to widen their advantage. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that was good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
On the return, the Broncos take over 1st and 10.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
10 yards on the pickup.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down.
At the 2-yard line.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Dolphins take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is now 24. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This taken in right around the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Wilson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Channing Timber. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Where they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone. Okay, we use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
15-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 117 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Tua sets up to pass it, rolling to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
32 Stinger.
Achane will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
It's now 4th and goal.
And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Bronco defense comes up big. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Here's a 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 4-yard line.
On the handoff, McLaughlin. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Broncos first down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on 4th and inches. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. A huge play there for Denver. 52 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing is Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come